All right, winter is coming, and that means that it is time to hit the slopes.
We are joined this morning by former American World Cup Alpine ski racer and freestyle skier Darren Rahlves to learn a little bit more about the upcoming Warren Miller film. It's called All Time. Good morning.
Good morning, you guys. It's pretty crisp up here in Truckee, where I live.
Crisp.
I would imagine
that's a good word to use,
yeah,
crisp.
I'm sure you've been to a lot of crisp places. Okay, so these Warren Miller films, for folks that aren't big into skiing, it's hard to really describe how part of the culture they are. I remember, as a novice skier, I was into those films. I'm curious, in your development as a skier, going back to the beginning, what role they have played in getting you interested in the sport of skiing?
Oh yeah, Warren Miller shows have been a big part of my, I guess, livelihood in skiing. Even going back to like the days of my mom talking to her 58 years ago. She was at Colorado Women's College, and they would go to these shows early season, get fired up for the winter ski season. But as a family, we would go to shows down the Bay Area and up here in Tahoe, and it was basically the kickoff, you know, and it gets everybody excited. We've got some cold temps up here in Tahoe, a little snow about a week and a half ago. Kind of just, you know, get everybody like thinking about winter on its way. And yeah, these Warren Miller flicks do it. And this is a special year with the film All Time, which showcases kind of Warren Miller's progression through, you know, the way he's seen skiing. I mean, the 50s, 60s, 70s, all through the decades to today. And this film's especially, like, you know, it's funny. It's got all the kind of like typical Warren Miller, like thrills and spills and chairlift incidents and walking up to the ski hill, you know, with ski boots on ice, and then all these big thrills and some great skiing these days.
And so you are part of this one. I'm assuming you've been part of other movies, Warren Miller films in the past. I'm curious, did you ever have a moment like where you know, as a young skier growing up, and now you're like, I can't believe I'm actually in one of these movies?
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, my world was ski racing. I grew up here in Tahoe, and then started traveling all over the world on the U.S. ski team. And then after that, I actually had some time to go out and free ski, and I started knocking off a lot of appearances with Warren Miller. One being pretty special over in Europe, where as a racer, you're just going from race venue to race venue, and you don't really have any time in between. And so that next year, I went back and skied all these different areas that I had my eyes, you know, on when I was racing gates, and another time up here in Tahoe, skiing all over Palisades. And with Johnny Mosley, who's the new narrator, taking over Warren's job, and a few of the guys, some notables. But I do have a few little quick appearances here in this year's film, and one of the highlights, it's all this old footage, and then sprinkled in with this new kid, Donnie Pelletier, Maine's supposedly self-claimed, you know, best athlete, greatest athlete in the world. So
that's so cool.
He's a trip. He's a lot of fun to hang out with, and we reenacted some old scenes, and then he kind of got after it, just doing his crazy thing. So it's entertaining, to say the least.
Well, folks can catch it at the Crest Theater this Sunday at 5 p.m. Now, don't forget, you're setting your clocks back on Sunday. So if you get there at the wrong time, it's okay, because you'll be early. Just don't leave.
Well, I guess they'll show up early, huh?
Exactly. Darren, thank you so much for your time this morning.
The great Darren Rahlves. Thank you, Darren.
Hey, thanks. Anytime you get up on the mountain, look for me. Let's get some laps in.
We'll check it out. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.